Section 5 Freedom and the Human Fall. 5.1 The meaning of freedom from the viewpoint of the principle. First, there is no freedom outside the principle. Freedom requires both free will and the free actions pursuant to that will. The former and the latter have the relationship of internal nature and external form and perfect. Freedom is achieved when they are in harmony. Therefore, there cannot be any free action without free will, nor can free will be complete without free actions to accompany it. Free actions are generated by free will, and free will is an expression of the mind. Since the mind of an original, sinless person cannot operate outside of God's word, that is, the principle, it will never express free will or generate free action apart from the principle. Undoubtedly, the freedom of a true person never deviates from the principle. Second, there is no freedom without responsibility. Human beings, created according to the principle, can reach perfection only by fulfilling their responsibility based on their free will. Accordingly, a person pursuing the purpose of creation, as prompted by his free will, ceaselessly strives to carry out his portion of responsibility. Third, there is no freedom without accomplishment. When human beings exercise freedom and carry out their responsibility, they strive to accomplish results, which complete the purpose of creation and bring joy to God. Free will ceaselessly pursues concrete results through free actions. 5.2 Freedom and the Human Fall. To summarize, freedom cannot exist outside the principle. Freedom is accompanied by the responsibility laid out in the principle, and freedom pursues accomplishments that bring joy to God. Free actions generated by free will bring about only good results. Therefore, it cannot be that freedom caused the human fall. When Eve was about to deviate from the principle, the freedom of her original mind aroused fear and foreboding in her in an attempt to prevent her from deviating. Ever since the fall, this freedom of the original mind has been working to bring people back to God. Working in this way, freedom could not possibly have caused human beings to fall. Rather, the human fall was caused by the stronger power of unprincipled love, which overwhelmed the freedom of the original mind. In truth, human beings lost their freedom as a result of the fall. With the progress of history, people have been ever more zealously aspiring for freedom, even at the cost of their lives. This is evidence that we are in the process of restoring our freedom, long lost due to Satan. 5.3 Freedom, the Fall and Restoration. Since Eve's heart and intellect were still immature when she was tempted by the angel, she became confused emotionally and intellectually. Although the freedom of her original mind induced in her a sense of foreboding, because the power of the love between her and the angel was stronger, she crossed the boundary and fell. Therefore, despite the fact that freedom permitted Eve to relate with the angel and brought her to the brink of the fall, what pushed her over the brink was not freedom but the power of unprincipled love. Conversely, since fallen people can also relate with God in freedom, if they follow the words of truth, form a common base and engage in give and take with Him, then the power of principled love can revive their original nature. Indeed, the freedom of the original mind yearns to cultivate fully the original nature. Hence, people in every age have been desperately crying out for freedom.